All right, guys, welcome back to the Baseball Prodigy YouTube channel. Today, we have a very special guest. We're here with Seth Elledge, who actually just made his big league debut this past summer for the St. Louis Cardinals. And Seth's going to share a little bit about his background coming up through high school and his college recruiting experience and his path in the game. So, Seth, welcome.
Thanks for having
me. Talk me through like who you were in high school as a ball player, what you were told like you could or could not do, what you think you had to do, all those good stuff, and then just how it kind of played out for you.
Yeah, in high school I was kind of a late bloomer, not really a guy that was heavily recruited. I guess a little bit behind the development curve, so didn't really have a lot of college offers, I guess, moving up, and a lot of guys had a lot more talent than me the early stages of high school, but
So, you mentioned you being a late bloomer, which I think a lot of people don't realize is, from a scouting perspective, is actually something that we really like a lot. You see a lot of guys that they spike early, they're the superstar in high school, and then they just kind of level out. Whereas your situation was like, hey, I'm not the best guy. I may not even play D1 baseball, and now you're in the big leagues. Like, that's awesome, right? So, kind of what were your experiences around not being recruited heavily? Like, did you have doubts about can I even go play college baseball? What was kind of your thought there?
yeah, for sure. I had someone tell me that he didn't think that I was going to play Division I baseball, so we started to look at some Division II and some JUCO opportunities, which is also a great place to play baseball.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty much I wasn't heavily recruited. I wasn't throwing as hard as some people around me, but I stayed confident and really tried to look for a good school and a good fit for me that was going to develop and help me pass some of those other guys in high school.
Yeah. So where'd you grow up? Where are you originally from?
I'm from Frisco, Texas.
Yep.
So it's there's a lot of talent up there. There's a lot of high schools, so you can kind of get lost in the mix. But I really just kind of put my head down and kept working, and really just kind of trusted that the hard work would pay off, and just tried not to listen to some
noise,
people who say that it might not work, but just continue to develop and work on my craft.
So Seth's touching on something that I think is really important because we have customers and people that watch us all over the country. So, we're here in Dallas, Fort Worth area, where Seth is from, which is actually where I live, is in Frisco. There are a number of top level high schools. And so, him getting lost in the shuffle, that happens all the time. And so the point of these stories is exactly that. Maybe you're that guy who you're watching this and you're going, man, like, I'm not the best guy on my high school team, but I think I'm pretty good and I can do some stuff. Well, there's probably a path to college baseball for you. And so when you did get recruited, Seth, like, were you just ecstatic, or you're like, oh my gosh, here I go, right? Or was it like, oh man, I got a lot of work ahead of me? Kind of what was your mindset?
Kind of the first few days after I was getting recruited, I only had one Division I offer, and luckily it was DBU, which is a place of development on and off the field. So I was ecstatic about that, but pretty much once I went to school and saw the talent around me, it got back to, all right, I need to put my head down again and get back to work, because where I'm at right now isn't going to get me to where I want to be.
And where were you at coming in as a freshman, like velocity-wise, breaking ball, like, command-wise? In your mind, how much work did you have to do?
Coming in, I thought I had good off-speed pitches. I thought I had a good fastball. I was throwing 86, 88, maybe touch 90, but I showed up there and saw real quick that doesn't play at that level. There's some elite hitters and some other elite arms that I wanted to kind of get where they were. So I didn't throw that hard. I guess 86, 88 coming in that year. But
and now where are you at?
Like 92 to 94.
Yep.
Can throw 95, 96. But yeah, it took a lot of hard work, and honestly, the talent around me just kind of pushed me to get where I am today.
That's awesome. How big a consideration were academics in this for you? Outside of baseball, what were you hoping to do beyond the game? Like maybe like business or engineering or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, no, I really love the business side of sports, specifically the business side of baseball. So I started my degree in sports management. I'm looking to graduate here soon, but I definitely wanted to go to a good school academically, a school where I could develop there too, and really just kind of pursue a career after baseball. But yeah, I'm really intrigued with the business side of things, and took a lot of business and I guess like accounting courses.
Yeah, it's great. So guys, as you're hearing, like everybody has a different path. We're just going to continue to preach this to you guys that are coming up. Parents, you need to hear this. It can be a dynamic process, right? So you hear in other interviews, ones we've done where guys started out and they weren't hardly recruited at all, and then they made their next step. Their next step was junior college, or maybe it was NAI or whatever it is. And then they just kept going throughout the process. And, I've preached to you guys about, from a scouting perspective, we don't care the level, we care about the tools, and so Seth is a big body, big frame guy that when you're watching him, maybe as a sophomore, you're going, okay, it's not there yet, but it's coming, and so he ended up getting originally drafted in the 4th round by the Seattle Mariners, and then was with the Mariners for a year, and then was traded over to the Cardinals in 2018.
Yep.
2018, and then just made his big league debut August 16th, 2020. I mean, that's how fast it can happen in this game for a guy that wasn't heavily recruited out of high school. So we have to ask the question, big league debut, like, what was that like? You're sitting there, where were you at? What was happening? Who called you?
Yeah, it was our pitching coordinator, minor league pitching coordinator, who was the one who gave me the call, and he was pretty nonchalant about it, but he was like, yeah, you need to head on to St. Louis. You'll travel with the team from there up to Chicago. We were playing the White Sox and then the Cubs after that. So he just said, go ahead and pack your bags and you're heading out in the morning. So it was a lot of fun. It was a weird year, a COVID year, so there was no fans in the stands, which probably helped the adrenaline aspect of things. I was able to stay under control. But really great experience, and the team just kind of welcomed me in and made it really comfortable for me. So hoping for fans in the stands so my family can come watch me pitch this year.
Oh, that'll be huge. And we talked a little bit offline, but I asked him, hey, who are some of the guys that you're watching as you go through this? And, of course, he's got Adam Wainwright on the team and guys like that. And he was saying, well, you tell it, how important their process is and how individualized their process is. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's something cool that I got to see this year with Adam Wainwright and Andrew Miller, guys like that. They just they've been around the league so long, but what they've learned along the way is that they have their process that works, and their process looks different than my process and everyone else. So it's all about finding what works for you, what gets you in the right spot to pitch or hit, and sticking to that plan. And I think it's important to have that plan and routine in place, so that way you can always turn to that whenever things don't go your way, right. And then you can stick to it whenever things are going your way.
And that's awesome. Again, he's, you guys have heard this numerous times, but process matters, and having the right process, whether that's nutritionally, whether that's your workouts, whether that's academics for the guys that are getting ready to go to college, or while you're in college, preparing yourself for the highest level that you possibly can. And you have to think about it in Seth's situation. He's trying to throw a ball over a 17-inch wide plate with movement, with velocity, with sink, whatever the case is, from 60 feet, 6 inches away. That's hard to do. So having a process that's going to work for him or work for you coming up through the ranks is really, really important. So, Seth, thank you. Appreciate it very much. So guys, as always, like, subscribe, share, make sure that you, continue to help us elevate the game, and we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.